Hey everybody, day 7, Corona quarantine. I hope y'all having a good day. I really do, because this world's getting crazy out here. Let's talk about our frontline people for a minute. Our doctors, our nurses, all the medical staff that is working really hard to keep our families doctored up and safe and alive. Don't make their jobs harder. Don't expect to take your family to the hospital and go into the hospital with them for moral support. I know it's hard, but we all have got to go by the rules. Take your family to the hospital, drop them off, turn around, go home, and wait by the phone for some news. Be there for them that way. Don't make it harder on the doctors and nurses trying to do their jobs by starting fights and fusses and arguments with them. The rules are in place for all of our protection and theirs too, and your loved ones. We have got to stop this virus. As Barney Fife would say, we've got to nip it in the bud. We got to nip it in the bud. Nip it. Do what you got to do to help stop it. Goodness gracious. Second, our truckers. Do not penalize our truckers for doing their jobs. They are running goods that we need from one end of this country to the other end of this country as quick as they can, legally. They can only run so many hours a day, and they've got to pull over and stop. Legally, they can only run so many hours a day. I say it again. If you see a truck pulled over in a vacant lot, leave the truck alone. If it's intact, leave it alone. Don't call the po-po on them because they're parked in a vacant lot. These people need somewhere to rest. There's not always a truck stop or a rest stop where they're going to be. With places closing really early, they're stuck in places that they normally wouldn't be stuck at. We need the goods that they're trucking through. And we need them to do their jobs. Believe me, I have parents out there that are trucking from one end of this country to the other for y'all. I know if that truck can legally run and be on the road, it will be because those people want to get back to their families. And I want to see my loved ones safe. So don't be calling the po-po on them because they're pulled over rested. Now, if that truck is sitting there more than 12 hours, yes, by all means, call the po-po because something's probably wrong. Because I know that truck's going to be running. It's going to be eastbound and down, just like the Smokey and the Bandit show. Goodness gracious. Number 3. All the rest of our frontline essential people that's keeping some decorum of life going in this country, which is our maintenance people, our mechanics, our grocery store attendants, our pest control people, our lawn people, all those people that's helping keep life going every day. Don't make their life harder by risking them unnecessarily. The grocery store is not the place to take your kids on a field trip these days. It's not the zoo. It's not the zoo, people. It's not safe. If you got to go get gas, go get gas. If you got to go to the store, go to the store. Just go to get necessities. Some of these areas are hot spots for this virus. You don't want to put your kids out there. Go in, get your milk, get your bread, get your bleach, get your fabric softener, get your eggs, and a week's worth of meat, or whatever you can afford for that week. Get it and go home. Minimize the risk to these people. If a facility has been closed, do not go in and use those facilities. Don't go in and utilize them just because you got a key. Stay home. All you're doing when you go in and use these closed facilities is you're contaminating them. And then somebody else, whether it's the owner or somebody they hire, has to hire to come in and clean and decontaminate that area again. So when all this is over, it can be decontaminated. Don't use these facilities. Don't congregate in public parks. Don't do it. We have got to stay home. It will save a life. Even if you don't agree with this virus or you don't agree with what the government's doing, stay home. You can save a life, your neighbor's life. You might save your mom's life, your grandma's life, your grandpa's, your daddy's. Your older generation is dependent on you to stay home. We have got to do this, folks. There is no other option at this point. No other option. Pray and ask God to take this virus out of our land. That's it. Stay home and pray. Call your folks. Call your families. Check on them. Check on your shut-ins. People that can't drive. Call them and check on them. Make sure they're okay. Voice call them so they can hear your voice. I can't stress this enough. Love one another. That's it. As human beings, love one another and support each other. Support our frontline people and their families. Maybe you're saying these people are lucky to have a job to go to. Yes, they are, but they're also putting their life on the line every day to go out to do these jobs to keep everything running. Support them by staying home. That's all I got to say today, people. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I hope I'm blessed enough to see you tomorrow.